wait for this.
Oh, wait a minute.
I gotta do something about this.
I think Rogue Mimiku pulled that lever. He did pull the lever. More water pouring into that crypt. That water now beginning to engulf into the calves. The legs of Scorch is being engulfed by water. After much anticipation, the story tradition is continuing tonight. Welcome to the Gaming Weekly. You're looking live at the scope here on Fortnite. Adrian, Undead, and Billy Bob at Gameside, and here's the focal point. The ominous dispensers. It could indeed be used to bury and suffocate Scorch in a crypt of water tonight if the TGW executives do not give the email and password of the channel later on. Welcome again to the Gaming Weekly, everybody. The voices of the channel, AdrianTheVoice, Undead Freaks, everybody, and Billy Bob here at Gameside. Gentlemen, happy holidays, and a lot is at stake here tonight. And oh yeah, sorry, I don't want to get muted for talking too much, and like in other places we know.
It's great to be here, and honestly, I can't wait to see what happens tonight with the Scorch thing. But Jaxon, oh man, you thought you won? Oh God, no, we won.
Yeah, bro. I know you called me smart and all, but bro, come on, be smart in this for real.
Well, more on that later on, but folks, what a show we have here tonight. Scorch's life is on the line, just a few moments away, but nonetheless, we have some breaking news, because next week, for the first time in the Game Weekly history, we're going to be hosting a Team Champions Night. And why is next week a special night? Not only will it be the first broadcast of 2019, but also it will be the 20,000 subscribers special, ladies and gentlemen. But the question is, will Scorch be here next week? Is Scorch going to be alive? Will the landscape of TGW completely change by next week? Will the protesters have the email and password, or will Scorch still be alive? We're going to find out all that and more here tonight. And apparently, according to some people's logic, we'll be getting 20,000 plus views just because we have 20,000 subscribers. Definitely has nothing to do with the system or YouTube algorithm, but anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, right now, as you can see, Unknown just won the game. Congratulations to Unknown. Welcome again, everyone, to the Gaming Weekly. Scorch's life is on the line later on. But before we get to that, Broken Tea Time Returned has called out Yellowish Object. Tonight, Yellowish Object as a rebuttal. Let's not forget, Yellowish Object joined us last week. He said that he wanted to take down the last TRW member. Yellowish Object is here. He has more stuff concerning Broken Tea Time. Welcome aboard, Yellowish Object.
AdrianTheVoice. It feels good to be back in full force. And yes, I do have a lot of things against Rebel Tea. Or in this case, Broken Tea, because he knows that I broke the Rebel Weekly. So, and I know that I wanted him to hear that state. But I feel I'm gonna up the atom a little bit. And now, Adrian, you're asking yourself, Yellow, how are you gonna do that?
Well, yeah, I was asking that question.
Well, this is how it's gonna happen. I'm here, the Rebel Tea to a match. I picked the time and the place, and a match wouldn't be without any stakes. So this are the stakes. If I beat you, I'm going to the Rebel Weekly will be nothing but a shattered memory, and you have to admit that you have fallen to the person who destroyed the Rebel Weekly in the first place. But if you manage to meet one...
Yellowish Object, wait a second, sorry to interrupt you. More on this later on. Oh, what a shot right there to the midsection. We welcome back to TGW, everybody. Moments ago, we heard from Yellowish Object, who was in the middle of talking about Broken Tea Time and that huge controversy dealing with the Rebel Weekly. Yellowish?
Indeed. And Adrian, as I was saying before I got accidentally cut off, let's raise the stakes. It's gonna be, if I win, the Rebel Weekly is nothing but a memory, nothing but forgotten dreams about him getting revenge. But if he managed to beat me, myself, and the entire Gaming Weekly crew, all of us, we're gonna join the Rebel Weekly.
Wait a minute.
And yeah, it's gonna be the. I'm going all in, Adrian. I'm putting the chips on the table. And Adrian, and I decided also where's it gonna be, the time.
Well, where?
It's gonna be at the granddaddy of them all, happening next week. 20,000 subscriber special.
You gotta be kidding me, the 20,000 subscriber special! It is official! Broken Tea Time meets Yellowish Object! One-on-one matchup!
But you forgot the game.
Well, what is the game? What is it?
I feel that we should take it where how everything really began. Rebel, if you had the guts to accept this challenge, it's going to be you again. It's gonna be the broken Rebel versus the Rebel Slayer in GTA 5 Online in a no holds barred street fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gaming Weekly officially represented by Rebel Slayer. He's going to be going against Broken Tea Time, represented the Rebel Weekly. It is official, the resurrected Rebel Weekly against Yellowish Object. The ante's been up. It gets more interesting. A one-on-one matchup on GTA. No holds barred. Well, folks, as we are still getting set. Well, yeah, Yellow, thanks for joining us. Well, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
And Adrian, and trust me, this is the big one. I feel that it's time for us to get ready. Because as we all know, the Rebel Weekly is history. I destroyed them once, I will destroy them again. Because
that's what I like to hear.
One thing, because they might as well start calling me the can opener. Because on that day I'm about to bust open a can of whoop-ass.
Well, we cannot wait. It is a one-on-one match.
Yeah, and Rebel, if you're watching this, you think you can go up against the Rebel Beatty commentator, greatest star? You think you can go up against because Rebel, if you think you can go up against the millions and millions of the great TGW fans, you have another thing coming, Rebel. And if you want to go now, you can just bring it.
Well, that is the matchup, an anticipated match. It is Broken Tea Time versus Yellowish Object, one-on-one, TGW 20,000 subscribers, GTA, no holds barred. They are meeting officially for the final time. Who's going to be the last man standing of the two? Well, folks, as mentioned, we were Scorch out. But speaking about frightening, exposing the moderators from something called a Discord and from a channel named JaxonHH's, this is ridiculous. Undead and Billy, what are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. I mean, dang, this Jaxon and his modders were scared as heck.
They weren't making sense. They said they banned us for spamming, but Adrian, you made a good point on there. It wasn't spamming because they were minutes within each other. That's not spamming.
Right.
This is spamming. Now the screenshot. See how Dylan spammed the comments over and over, seconds within each other?
Well, that's the exact point I was making all night long. I
yeah,
really was.
But it's sad. It's sad that they muted you. Honestly, Adrian, you could have taken them on alone. But you know, it's fine anyway. We want to expose them for their actions because they aren't angels. We were right.
Yeah, as you can see on screen, just look how they treated us. They basically harassed us for standing up for ourselves and asked questions as to why. Look at some stuff they said.
I don't even want to get into the hentai stuff I saw. I mean,
Whoa. Here in TGW, we don't want to stoop that low and talk about the pathetic nonsense. And by the way, TGW stands for the guys who won, or even the greatest workers. And you know, some people are wondering why I was there. It was because of their insults to our great fans and content. I mean, that Tyler the Creator, or whatever that goof's name is, you know, he actually made a point saying he gets more views than us. First off, he doesn't. But second off, he talks about the most popular topics the world is talking about. We, on the other hand, we don't do that.
mean,
we talk about our own subjects.
I mean, heck yeah. Tyler, the Creator, isn't even that entertaining. He sucks, really. No joke.
Yo, Talon, bro. I mean, honestly, you need to leave YouTube. And you and Jaxon, your stuff ain't good, bro. So, like, just go.
Yeah, and you know what? In my opinion, they need to put a paper bag over on their heads, which is symbolic what they are about. Those people need to cover their lying eyes. They need to cover their rotten mentality and everything that they stand for because of them, because of everything they said and everything they did is the reason why they deserve paper bags over their heads. And I wonder if I'm going to get muted just for this. Oh, wait, I forgot. Here in TGW, speech and expression is allowed here. Nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget, we were kicked out of their stream. We didn't leave. They kicked us out. I mean, first off, I was muted half the time, and secondly, the moment I got kicked, it was awful. I was just waiting to be unmuted. Then all of a sudden, I look at Discord. I'm no longer in that chat. I try to see what went down, but I wasn't in the server anymore. I joined back to ask the question, and people told me it was because I was talking a lot. I mean, isn't that the point, though, to talk and defend your case? It's ridiculous.
We shouldn't get kicked. I mean, that actually shows, you know, that we won.
We did win.
They did kick us.
Right.
You see, they all claimed, oh, we won. No. You see, we didn't leave. We stayed until they kicked us. They banned us again.
What about you, Billy?
Yeah, you know, I done a live stream, and I hope they watch it. I told him, I said in the live stream, I was like, you know, Jaxon, you went against your own words. You said that you was gonna have it to where whenever we was on Discord, you wouldn't use your admin abilities against us. And he went against his word in every single way.
I know.
And in that live stream, I said that he cheated hard. He was a hardcore cheater. Yeah, everything about it, they set it up, and because of that, quote unquote, Julia, Jaxon, I hope you're hearing it, Julia, if it wasn't for her running her loud mouth saying, oh, let's just do it on Discord, you know, let's have the advantage, and he, at first he was like, let's just do it on Xbox and get it over with. She's like, no, you should have it. Let's do it on Discord, and if it ain't on Discord, then we shouldn't do it at all. That's stupid. That's stupid. You know, you even said yourself, we have proof. He agreed. It's on your messages. He agreed to do it on Xbox, and now, all of a sudden, let's do it on Discord. The reason why is so he could have the upper hand. And that was messed up because he went against his word.
And it shows that we really did win because we joined his territory no matter what. I mean, can you imagine, though, if it was us versus them on an even playing field, nobody had the upper advantage, it would have just been, again, flat out just us versus them debate-wise. We would have won. Well, we did win.
We would have won regardless of any
right.
little situation of it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and switch gears, but I want to take this opportunity to thank all the great fans out there in the Gaming Weekly. Despite the fact of what people have been saying over the past couple of weeks, we still appreciate you, the greatest fans in the world, supporting the Gaming Weekly. No matter if there's one person watching or 1,000, we will continue to entertain the great fans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, though, it is the anticipated matchup. It is official. We've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. It is official. It is put up or shut up time. It is TGW executives versus TGW protesters. I don't even think they consider them TGW, well, members. But nonetheless, the protesters versus our own TGW executives. And joining us right now, it is TGW executive himself. It is Mr. Memes. Mr. Memes joining us right now. Welcome aboard. You have a last announcement before this entire matchup takes place next.
Look, I am one of the TGW executives. I know I don't sound like it, but I am. And on behalf of all of us, we are shocked and scared. Most likely the reactions you wanted. But we aren't backing down. This message is for the protesters. Next week, we will be there face to face with you guys, and you won't be yelling at us behind your screens. And maybe we'll strike up a deal. Thank you.
Well, the TGW executive will be there. Up next, Scorch inside a crypt. Will the TGW executives officially give up the email and password to the channel? Are we looking at the final resting place for Executive Scorch here tonight? There he sees Scorch inside a glass crypt in which if we do not give the email and password to the protesters, Scorch will suffocate and drown. And after so many years, the TGW community has dominated the gaming platform. But perhaps for the very first time, the TGW executives feel like they're in a situation that they have absolutely no control of. Now that we've seen Scorch inside a glass-encased crypt, will Scorch be entombed with water suffocating him? You know, guys, I never believed the protesters would do something as vile and vicious as this to abduct Scorch and then come to the point where the man is strapped inside the 3-inch thick case that could indeed be Scorch's crypt tonight, guys.
Well, you know, Adrian, I'm 100% with the protesters. Scorch needs to die. He needs to... You know, I'm starting to believe he maybe shouldn't even give up the email and password.
Oh, come on.
I want to see him suffer. I want to see him die.
For what?
Tonight. Tonight, by the end of this broadcast, I want to see him gone because he deserves it. You know, because if he leaves and if he dies being the executive of TGW, it will fall. It will fall. The protesters will take it over, and we'll make it into something else. We'll control you. We will. I just hope Scorch dies. He deserves it. You know.
I disagree.
I'm too mad to say words.
I don't care if, you know, protesters will get email and password or not, as long as Scorch die. You know, I want to see them get what they want. But most of all, I want to see Scorch die.
What are you guys, an idiot?
Them get what they want. No, we're not idiots. Scorch is a dictator, selfish. He deserves to drown to death slowly.
He thinks of himself only. He does not care.
Oh my God, you guys are absolutely idiots. I cannot believe that you're going to be sticking up for these protesters. They were the ones that started this in the beginning. They abducted Scorch. They put him inside a crypt. They're going to kill the man because they lost the damn game. Are you going to tell me that they have every single right? Well, listen for just a second, because you're going to tell me that they had every single right to kill Scorch for then losing the game back in August. It doesn't make sense to me. They have a human being inside a crypt. Crypt. But now the protesters will be controlling the lever of the crypt. However, it will be the TGW executives controlling the fate of the channel and the fate of Scorch. The life of Scorch is on the line. The landscape of the Gaming Weekly preps will never be the same again. With that being said, let's send it to Rogue Mimiku, the man who orchestrated this entire plot.
Now, before this little confrontation begins, I just want all the TGW executives watching to make sure that tonight is the night you guys do the right thing and give us, the protesters, the email and password we have been waiting for oh so patiently. And just in case it crosses your minds not to give us the email and password, and if you do that, that'll make you look dumb as dirt, then here is just a mere demonstration of what could supposedly happen to Scorch.
Wait a minute, what the hell is Rogue Mimica doing? You gotta be kidding me. Scorch is strapped to that chair inside that glass crypt, and now water's being poured into that crypt. The TGW executive is glancing at the main executive of the channel as the water begins to creak, begins to ooze, begins to encase the ankles and the feet of Scorch. This match hasn't even started yet.
Oh my God.
Now, freaking prove to the community that you are with us. Give us the right thing and bow down and send the email and password.
Well, it looks like the demands are being met now. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see on your screen, that's the TGW executive, the one with the red hood on, and the pink bear is the Protester 1, and Protester 2 is the man with the hat on, but this is a decision that needs to be made here tonight. What a huge decision. A huge decision, something that we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is the decision. It is put up or shut up time. The TGW executives perhaps thinking exactly what do they need to do. What do they need to do right now? This is the decision, guys.
No, thanks.
Rogue Mimiku holds the controls of the crypt and water level. Perhaps the TGW executives are thinking and really actually wondering what they're going to have to be doing over the next couple of minutes. Do you think that they're going to be thinking of going through with this? And think of the pride that TGW has and what we've accomplished through the years. And now this embarrassment, this humility, being forced to bow down in front of a community-wide broadcast audience for these protesters when they themselves abducted Scorch in the beginning, back in August, for the Fortnite Tournament Championship, just because just because Assassin Hot Dog and Wick Pilot lost the matchup. They lost the matchup fair and square, and apparently their grievances were heard. Scorch apparently ignored them, which prompted them to abduct Scorch and place him inside a crypt. But I mean, what is the big deal here? They lost the matchup, but nonetheless, Scorch is inside that crypt. The protesters wanting and waiting for the email and password to be given. This man, the TGW executive again, with the red hood on, is now beginning to think. You don't think that he's going to be doing it here, right? I mean, this cannot be. I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe this is happening here tonight.
This is crazy.
Well, it is crazy.
It's absolutely crazy.
I cannot believe that a living man, is inside a crypt. And wait a minute! Oh my God! Wait a second! You gotta be kidding me! The TGW executive on full force and offense tonight. A shot there across the two skulls, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be absolutely kidding me! The TGW executive is fighting back. Oh my God! Did you guys see that?
Oh my God! He just gotta keep fighting. If he keeps fighting, we can probably win this.
Well, let's not forget the TGW executive is taking on these protesters, but he also has to worry about the decision and the fact that Scorch is inside that crypt. What's going to be happening here? Do you think this TGW executive truly will fully give in to give the email and password as this matchup is beginning? Again, Rogue Mimiku is controlling the levers right now, folks, but this matchup is beginning. It's a 2-on-1 assault, one of the greatest TGW executives happening here, battling here to this matchup. And again, what a decision that needs to be made here tonight on Fortnite. For the first time anywhere in history, in any gaming history, a man is strapped inside a crypt, in which, of course, we do not will subscribe to their demands. We do not give their email and password to the protesting team. Scorch, our leader, the executive, will die and drown and suffocate. And Undead, I do have to point something that you mentioned earlier on. You said that you still, despite the fact that now you disagree with Scorch being inside the crypt, you're saying that they, well, you know, they have every right to get the email and password. You're still agreeing to their demands. And a shot right there to the backside.
I think
and
they
there
should
you see
still
this
get
TGW
it.
executives begin to fight back. Go ahead.
I think they should still get it, yeah, but I don't think they need to drown Scorch for it. Maybe they should try working something out instead. Instead of, you know, demanding to get the email and password and TGW not get nothing back. You know, I know, I agree with them, but they shouldn't drown a man for an email and password. I mean, come on.
Well, maybe bottom line, they should have just consulted with Scorch.
I mean, maybe he would have compromised with him if they would have, you know, just nicely went and talked.
Well, they could have met halfway, as this matchup is still rolling on. But again, Scorch is inside that crypt, ladies and gentlemen. Rogue Mimiku is surveying the entire thing right before his very eyes. This event is unfolding on a night where, again, the Gaming Weekly next week is going to be celebrating 20,000 subscribers. But I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if this keeps up, if this TGW executive continues to fight back, perhaps maybe Scorch won't be here inside that crypt. And can you imagine what Scorch is thinking? Can you imagine what Scorch is feeling right now? Scorch cannot do anything inside that crypt. Oh, wait a second. Rogue Mimiku is saying something, Rogue.
What? No, 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 no! This is not what was supposed to happen. This is... I wasn't anticipating for this.
Oh, wait a minute.
I gotta do something about this.
I think Rogue Mimiku pulled that lever. He did pull the lever. More water pouring into that crypt. That water now beginning to engulf there to the calves. The legs of Scorch is being engulfed by water. And you see Scorch is literally going to the corner of the entire crypt because that's the only space where it's safe. I'll tell you, Rogue Mimiku's not playing around now. Ladies and gentlemen, the lever's been pulled. The second lever. Now the water is near, at least in the waistline of Scorch. Scorch is nearly entombed in water, folks. We're back here on Fortnite, ladies and gentlemen. This TGW executive, I'm not quite sure if this TGW executive, I believe he's just standing still because I think he's realizing what the decision needs to be made now to perhaps give the email and password a safe Scorch. But what is going to happen here tonight? We've never been in a predicament. I don't think at this point in time there's anything. Listen, I don't think at this point in time this TGW executive is going to give the email and password. I think he really is reassessing the entire situation. I think this TGW executive is thinking deep down inside to truly think what he needs to think, what he needs to do. Remember the accomplishments, the achievements that we achieved here, part of the game weekly. That does come in effect. But at the same time, Scorch's life is on the line. Do you give the email and password to these protesters, or do you want Scorch to die right before our very eyes? This is the decision that this TGW executive has to make. And not only that, but the other two TGW protesters who are fighting back perhaps just continue to pummel down this TGW executive. The protesters are here, the team. This is a 2-on-1 situation. Not only does this man have to worry about a 2-on-1 assault, but he also has to worry about the executive TGW inside that crypt, guys.
This, I think it's just time to give up email and password.
No, not at all.
It's.
How about this? How about the protesters do the right thing and actually let Scorch on the loose, just let Scorch free, and we still get the email and password. Do the right thing. That is the right thing. Well, Scorch's life is on the line.
Exactly. They need to give up the email and password.
I mean, this is the dissection of the TGW executive right before our very eyes again. Inside that crypt, Scorch is looking on, and can you imagine what Scorch, this is absolutely ridiculous. Scorch may already be feeling pressure being in such a small space. The air begins to collapse with the water. Can you imagine being in that crypt, not being able to fight back, struggling for life? As you can see, the TGW executives wanted to battle back, but does he want to battle back? I mean, this does not appear to be the right thing, but the TGW executive's instincts are perhaps taking over here. The survival instincts for the TGW executive. He's beginning to fight back at this point in time. This is exactly what he needs to do. The TGW executive, again, is fighting back, and in the distance, there's the protesters with a shot there to the skull. The dissection of the TGW executive, again, is happening right before everyone's eyes. Scorch is inside that crypt. We understand that Rogue Mimico pulled the lever twice. This is a decision that needs to be made now. Scorch is literally moments away from dying here in the Gaming Weekly. I mean, look, Scorch
I don't think I can see this anymore. This is just too much now.
It's disturbing.
No, I'm starting to believe they should give up the email and password because it's not worth risking a human life.
I agree with you guys. I think at this point, yeah. They've been wanting this. They had TGW by the throat. They had Scorch inside a crypt. They went that far to get this email and password, and by God, they got it tonight. We got Rogue Mimiku standing by.
Thank you so very much. I am just overjoyed. You know, we finally have what we wanted, alright? This is all that we wanted. And now we have it. We now have the email and password. Well, now that you've held up your end of the deal, well, I was about to actually show you how much of a backstabber I am. You gave us the email and password, but I don't like people who try to fight back when there's an obvious route. So, how's about we make this a type of game over screen?
What is Rogue talking about?
And by that, I mean, let's pull this here lever.
No, Rogue, no.
2, 1.
No.
Say goodbye, Scorch.
Rogue Mimiku just pulled the lever. Rogue Mimiku has just pulled the lever. The water is beginning to flow again.
Oh no.
The entire crypt is being filled with water. Scorch is gonna suffocate. Scorch is being suffocated right before our very eyes.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Oh my God.
That's how it's supposed to go. That ain't how it's supposed to go.
Take a look at the screen. The entire crypt has now officially been filled with water, and you can only imagine inside. Scorch suffocating.
I can't believe it.
We need
Can't
some
believe
help.
they did something like this.
Hey guys, end the broadcast. We need to listen. We need to end the broadcast now. We got to get some help. We got to get some help. End the broadcast.